And then Helena dawned on my 19th year like a rose-pink winter sunrise in the bare halls of Cooper, sweet and cold after her walk up from the ferry. Staten Island was her home. Subsidiary aunt had taken me in that winter, who lived on Long Island, and I crossed by an uptown ferry and walked down. Across the city we came together, and across the world in some respects. She was the daughter of Commodore Decay, a granddaughter of Joseph Rodman Drake, and Henry Eckford on the other side. Her people belonged to the old aristocracy of New York. Editor's note: the Commodore was a South American naval hero. Drake was the very earliest of the American poets, and Eckford built ships and created the American Navy, and all were quite crazy in their own way. My people belonged to nothing except the Society of Friends, and not to that any longer in good standing. She had spent her childhood abroad and spoke 3 languages. I, 1, imperfectly. She had lived in one of the famous capitals of Europe and walked galleries among the old masters, while I was walking the old green hills of the Hudson and wandering through the Long Pond woods. And my longest journey at that time had been to Rochester, New York. She said she was a professional, but her friends were New York society girls and private pupils. She was in the painting class. I in another part of the building, in black and white. But we both stayed in the afternoons and had time for many talks, comparing our past lives and dreams for the future. By spring, we were calling each other Helena and Molly, and we sat together at anatomy lectures and Friday composition class and scribbled quotations and remarks to each other on the margins of our notebooks. I still keep one of those loose pages of my youth with, "Let me not to the marriage of true minds admit impotence," copied in pencil in her bold and graceful hand, and on the other side in the same hand the words which began our life correspondence, not gushingly nor lightly. A certain hesitation was but natural on my side, which might have had the effect of reserve, and on her side there were hosts of other claims. She already had a world of friendships on her hands. We wrote to each other for 50 years. She came up to Milton that following summer, and every summer after, till there was no more Milton for me. Not that Milton, her hometown. Her sharing in books and friends were the stored honey of my girlhood. The strings were tuned high for us in those years, but after we became wives and mothers, and had lost our own mothers, she loved mine and I loved hers. A settled, homely quality took the place of that first passion of my life. Salt is added to dry rose leaves with the perfume and spices when we store them away in covered jars, the summers of our past.
I will whisper